Look.
Listen.
Taylor. Hey, Clambos, it's us again. You didn't think we'd be back, but here we are. Oh, God. Yeah. Well, luckily, hey, everybody quiet for just a second. Just let me, just give me 2 seconds. It's Look, Listen, Cast, Geese Guyera. Every Friday, we talk about Pokemon and other things. For you, it's only been a week. For us, it's been a very, very long time, but that's okay, huh? This is a hot off the presses. Hello, Geese. Say hello to everybody. She's here, I promise.
Hi.
I thought you were just going to laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. What's up?
We actually have a Geese soundboard. She's not actually here. She's
hey, guys.
Isn't that funny, Geese? See it?
Hey, guys.
God. Clambos, I'm not going to waste your time. So don't you, all we ask is you don't waste ours. Please enjoy this beautiful episode of this incredible Horizons. Oh my God, it was so sick.
Good episode.
Unfortunately, before we talk about Pokemon Horizons, with spoilers, baby Liko makes an appearance.
Whoa.
Before we get into that, we have to get into boring what we've been doing all this time. Watch Paranormal Activity because we didn't have internet. Watch The Nun 2, everybody's favorite
Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what was Indiana Jones
Finding the artifact, barely hanging on in a crumbling tower.
Spoilers,
I'm sorry.
girls. Man, it just came out.
Spoilers for The Nun for the past 15 seconds. 2.
And we watched the greatest show of all time, Mortal Kombat Conquest, with our boy, my name, Zoro.
And guest appearance by Boom Mike.
Oh, God. Everyone rush out to Max, the one you watch for HBO, to watch Mortal Kombat Conquest, because that show's great.
It is gold. Once a thief,
always
a thief.
Perfect. Oh, but don't worry, Geese. He actually, half the time, just speaks in an American accent. So he just dropped his goofball.
They have like a little bingo or a little roulette wheel for him.
And if there was one thing I watched that was almost as good as Mortal Kombat, the television series, it was Twister, one half of Twister, before it got too late and I had to go.
You made it farther than I thought you would. What a movie.
The cast, Clambos, are you kidding me? Everybody from Lost? You joking me? Everybody from David Lynch movies? Is this some sort of practical
Very
prank?
strong cast.
What a good movie.
Such classic themes as money and technology are not as good as passion.
Oh.
You better hurry and run to Max, the one you watched for Mortal Kombat, the series, and watch Twister because it's on its last legs. It's on leaving soon. So run. Don't walk to HBO. Geese, please tell us about what you watched or played this week.
I'm going to be transparent with everyone.
I love some good transparency.
How transparent.
I've been suffering. I have been basically preoccupied with the various tumbo issues I've had, which honestly creates not a great report of things I've been doing. I've only been eating half a banana and a couple spoonfuls of yogurt for the past 2 weeks.
Wow. Crackers?
And I've been... Crackers?
Have you been eating crackers?
No, I haven't been eating crackers. Craving. I'm gonna cry.
I need it. Well, while she's crying, I just need a clip of her going, crackers? I just need that clean audio.
I've been craving.
What do you guys want for dinner?
What you been craving?
An Italian sub.
She's been craving.
Specifically.
Say it one more time.
I've been craving.
Say Italian
What have
sub.
you been craving, Geese?
Taylor, we don't have. I have a schedule to keep.
I've been craving.
What has Geese been craving?
I have been craving an Italian sub, specifically salami.
Oh,
And
the great salami.
I've just been looking at photos online to satiate my hunger, and I just found out that I have to go on a low-fat diet. So, no
How are you
salami
going to eat all
for
that
me.
yogurt?
It's fat-free yogurt.
Oh, okay. All right. Why do you have to go on a
And
low-fat diet?
Because I have issues, okay?
Okay. All right. Body can't digest fat. I got you.
She has issues.
Been
Taylor.
suffering.
Comma.
Um,
I was gonna say cue the geese soundboard with the laugh.
Oh, she doesn't have it.
I've also been really craving, the little sandwiches during like tea parties, like cucumber sandwiches.
I
have been
love
craving
those.
They have them in England
Ugh.
for the tea party. I love how I asked, what have you been watching and playing? And she says, I need an Italian sub.
That's all I've been thinking about. And I've been
Yeah.
also like kind of drifting in and out of doing things.
Consciousness.
Yes. My mom has been rewatching Downton Abbey and in the
just
kitchen.
cucumber sandwiches everywhere on the screen.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm craving it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Probably.
so good.
There's
I've also played.
Sorry, go ahead, Keith.
No, you go, Taylor.
Michael?
I played Nobody Saves the World, the DLC with Taylor. That was sort of fun.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I thought,
but Clambos, this is so hot and fresh. The Scarlet Violet DLC has come out. It's out. Go rush and play it. It's perfect for a geese because it literally opens with your friend has a tumbo issue, so he has to wait behind while you run in a.
I was gonna say I played a little bit of Starfield. I don't know if that game is for me. It's kind of boring.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
I'm not even gonna try it.
The way I play open world game, Bethesda games specifically, is like I'm very meticulous and I like to pick up everything. And fortunately or unfortunately, almost all the objects you can pick up in Starfield. So I've just been spending like 3 hours in this one building just collecting every single thing and not really progressing at all.
And you're playing this streaming via your personal laptop?
Yeah, because I have Game Pass Ultimate right now. I've been doing the cloud, and it's okay. It runs better than it would on my laptop.
I play Bethesda games the same way you do. I would say the best Bethesda experience I had was either learning modding with Skyrim, but I didn't get anywhere in that game. You could have gotten to where I was within like an hour and a half, maybe. And I think I spent 90 hours just wandering, looking at like all the, I installed water mods and flower mods and stuff like that. Yeah, it doesn't look for me at all. It looks like it just reminds me of No Man's Sky, just more realistic, I guess.
The thing with No Man's Sky is that there were just too many things going on, too much customization.
Yes.
So overwhelmed, I was like, I can't do this.
Well, because it's not like a fun kind of thing. It's very tedious. Everything feels very tedious in that game.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the people who sung the praises of original No Man's Sky before they made it good. I got it on launch and I played a whole bunch of it and it was a lot of fun. I played it recently as well and it was a lot better, obviously. But it's procedurally generated games, not my thing. If somebody says, you can explore over 10,000 planets in 9 solar systems, I'm just like, I'm good. Put me in one city. Put me in one well-designed city, and I'm fine. Give me a plot, I'm good.
Yeah.
No plots for you girls. Now, moving on to eating. Taylor and I both ate a multitude of buffets, whether it be Indian buffet or buffet that has all food. Taylor, how many eggs Benedict did you eat? Was it more than 7?
It was.
Oh my God.
So many. He was just talking up all this. I was getting so excited about Eggs Benedict. And Eggs Benedict, as everybody knows, is one of my top 3 favorite foods. I just kept going back and eating them. And there was this Spanish couple that were sitting next to us, and they kept going to the same lines. And I just kept almost running into the guy, and he would laugh, and I would laugh, and it was a grand time.
What kind of what kind of is it just like standard Eggs Benedict or like what?
Yeah, they had that one, and then they had like a really interesting. It was either salmon or crab. It was some kind of seafood Eggs Benedict.
It's Maine lobster Eggs Benedict and regular Eggs Benedict with what ham?
Yeah,
ham is that what
now
it is?
The interesting thing about this place is they used the small little sliver of a biscuit. I don't know how most people would feel about that. I feel great in a buffet setting. If you're giving me just the tiniest little bit of bread and it was all egg and hollandaise, I'm sold. I'm all about it. So that was real good. I had a lot of breakfast pizza, which was good. desserts, so many cookies. What else did I even have at that thing?
Well, look at your photographs. My pad thai was good. I love the endless refills of coffee we were always getting from
our boy. Don't worry about the time limit. Our boy.
Ate a bunch of crepes. I don't think I had any ice cream, which I normally do. But
oh my God, I didn't either.
That's strange.
I remember when I used to go to Golden Corral when I went to the beach. I would only eat their honey
butter biscuits,
like buns, or biscuits or whatever, and then the ice cream, and that's the only thing I would eat at the buffet.
That's not even strange or odd. The only good food at Golden Corral is their rolls, their honey butter rolls.
Very good rolls.
But luckily, the buffet we went to, whoa, everything was so tasty. Unfortunately, the best piece of meat Taylor got goofed by because he saw a little bit of fat, and so he couldn't even take a bite of it. It was so
a bunch
good.
of fat. There was a bunch of. I mean, it's not filet mignon if there's that hard lines of fat in it. I think you got a real piece, but I must have gotten the very back end, and it just had that hard silver skin in the middle, and that's just not fun to eat.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Incredible experience all around. Everybody go to a delicious buffet. I'm sorry there are not a lot of them for you to eat.
Yeah. Although, Geese, something else that we watched was How To with John Wilson, and one of the episodes was partially about bird watching. Now, I wish he had spent, I don't know if you've watched How To, but it's just an incredible series where he has an initial goal and he just kind of follows whatever path that leads to, and it's a very, very good series. Everyone should watch it. I wish he had spent a little more time on the bird watching.
Very, very good series. About
it. But I was definitely thinking
Hold on. So sorry, I forgot. I need to look at the groundhog. I'll be right back.
Oh, for daylight savings time.
Okay, it's not there. So every day, we've been feeding the groundhog.
What do you feed a groundhog?
Carrots and salami.
Is that it?
No, we've been feeding it like vegetable scraps.
So carrots.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And so we put it out by the shed where it lives under, and usually around 1 o'clock it comes out and eats, and it holds the food with its little hands.
Oh,
that's adorable.
I've been watching the same groundhog for 2 years now.
How do you know it's the same one?
It's the highlight of her life, Taylor. I think she's going to know if it's the same one.
Did you tag it?
Honestly, it is. I know it's the same one because it keeps coming to the same spot every year. She's had 2 litters now. I've watched them grow up.
You get to see how tiny is a baby groundhog. It's got to be like $50 size, right?
She's doing her something's cute face.
They're so little, like especially when they're obviously younger.
Yeah.
And I remember the first year she got kicked out by a couple of foxes that stole her den, which happens. And she had to move her groundhog babies one by one, carry them in her mouth, and like take it to like the new den. They're so cute.
Where's the new?
That was last year though. The new den was under a fallen tree in my neighbor's yard.
Oh wow! So you had to wander into your neighbor's yard with a bunch of carrots and salami?
I did not feed her last year.
Oh wow! Did your neighbor?
No.
Before I move on to Poke News of the Week, is there any other thing we need to cover in Lookin', Playing, Eating, Watching, Listening?
I was playing a little bit of Crisis Core, but I just that game looks fine now. But it's I had so much fun playing that on PSP. It's an old game. You can tell it's an old game.
Sounds like perfect for PlayStation Portal. To play while doing other things.
It's yeah, that's true. It's also perfect for being on the move. So if you can play that on like a Steam Deck, or I don't know if it released for Switch.
It's on Switch.
Oh yeah, play that on your Switch when you're traveling and having conversations, because it's
a portable game.
Sephiroth is cool. I like what they did with his character in that. I remember liking it so much more than Final Fantasy VII. I wonder if I did. I had a better experience with it. Now that was partially because I played Final Fantasy VII, but I kind of wonder if I went back and played Final Fantasy VII, if I would also have this is dated reaction.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that, Clambos. Don't replay things you love or have good memories of because you'll just ruin it.
But that's good.
Most of the time.
Like, that means our standards are increasing.
Nah, I like my memory of it being good. Let's move on to Poké News of the Week.
Poké News of the Week.
You drop the ball, Geese.
Oh, sorry. Poké News of the Week. Sorry, you can cut this out or keep it. I honestly don't care at this point. But my doctor told me to take some laxatives. So disclaimer, I did take laxatives before this, and I might need to excuse myself at any point.
So the window was take it immediately. Your doctor just called you and said take it in the next 10 minutes. Or did you choose when you would have an engagement?
No,
I got a job interview. I got to take my laxatives right before the job interview.
Clambos, there's a million things we could be going on about Poké News of the Week, but let's just hit the big stuff. As I mentioned before, Part 1 of the DLC has released. It is called the Teal Mask, or the Turquoise Mask in Japanese, which that seems odd that they would change the color, but I guess they're similar. Also, we mentioned before, but there is now a series out, at least episode 1 is out, called Paldean Wins, and it's supposed to be pretty good. It's on YouTube, but the problem is you can only watch it in English or Japanese with no subtitles. So, may have to hunt down some sketchy links to be able to watch it correctly, but with English subtitles. Also, on September 23rd, we do have confirmation that we're getting shiny Grubbins, which is one of the greatest lines you could ever get shiny, so make sure to catch at least 3 of them so you get shiny Charjabug, which you'll remember from the Sun and Moon anime. You'll get shiny Vikavolt, which is one of my favorite shinies of all time, and of course, little baby shiny Grubbin.
Oh, Grubbin's adorable. Oh, wow, what a line.
All right, let's move on to the episode. Geese Peep, will you please say the name of the episode in English?
Flying Pikachu, Soaring High. Or Flying Pikachu to the Skies.
Depending on how you're translating it. Or in Japanese, Soratobu Pikachū, Doko Made no Takaku.
That'd be a good intro.
Geese, Glambos, this episode isn't joking around. It knows what it is, and it is what it is, Taylor.
Yeah.
This episode's so big, so sick, so supersized, we don't even bother with an intro theme song. Outro theme song, let's play it over a scene. And Geese, we open with Sprigatito being so cute, just adorable on this little bed.
What a cutie.
Liko and Roy are going on about that Captain Pikachu battle from last episode and how it looked like Pikachu was flying up in the sky, but how is that possible?
It's very sick that this show always does that. I know I say it every episode, but I'm really happy that they keep continuing the plot and talking about what just happened.
Yeah, they're discussing it with Dot, asking her opinion. How is this possible? Fuecoco's just a snoozing, and Quaxley is tickling him, and honestly, Clambos, I wasn't paying much attention to what the kids were saying because the pokes were just so cute in the background.
We forgot to talk about the Pokemon issue that they have on Netflix where they attached the little ghost tree episode at the end of the series. So people are going to be confused about the final episode.
What Taylor is mentioning, I guess I could throw that in Poké. We're back to Poké News of the Week.
Poké News of the Week.
Poké News of the Week.
Interstitial. Since we last spoke, they did add the Aim to be a Pokemon Master episodes to Netflix in English, but what Taylor is referencing is that they put them out of order. It's the dumbest thing because I wanted to see the end of the series in English, and as predicted, it was terrible. They did not do a good job of music or performances or anything or outros to make it feel like the end of Ash. It was just bad.
The way they finished it was just very, very abrupt.
Which it was abrupt in Japanese too. But what they did is they put the little special episode that takes place in the canon of those most recent movies at the end of the list of episodes. So it's not even the same canon, but they just throw it in as if it was the end of Ash's story, even though it was released and quote unquote takes place before Aim to be a Pokemon Master. So it should have been at the beginning of the list. Very dumb, very silly. So back to the kids, back to the episode of Pokemon Clambos, and is what you're here for.
Back to the pokes.
Back to the pokes. All the kids are getting so excited to hear the backstory of Captain Pikachu.
And Dot has decided that they're going to film it. And she attaches a ring light to Rotom Deck's phone. And it's floating around and it's very funny.
I wish instead of a ring...
And it has a nice microphone. And it has a nice microphone attached. Well, looks like we got to go ask Captain Frito, Uncle Frito's, the backstory of Captain Pikachu. Oh my goodness, they're going to start their own Liko and Roy channel? Oh, geese. Frito does not seem amused at the prospect of A, telling this story, and B, being recorded telling this story.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny when they were doing their little intro to the Liko Roy show, and Dot was saying, oh, the views are just gonna go up, and she had a little graph for the views, and it doesn't even have her. So she's talking about, I'm gonna be way more famous than this other streamer. And she's not even in the stream. I was laughing.
Yeah, that happens a little bit later. They show a graph with an Electros. The kids burst into the captain's quarters, and Dot is explaining to Fritos via the aforementioned ring light, selfie stick, mic stand streaming setup that she's trying to get the viral hit like Taylor mentioned.
With the graph.
I actually, now, maybe I'm reaching here, but kind of sounds like she's a little bit, maybe just a little bit jealous of Ino because Ino has more viewers. Maybe one day Dot will have as many viewers as Ino. Who's to say?
I think she kind of has, I wouldn't even say like a friendly rivalry. It seemed, well, no, a very friendly rivalry. Like she wants to be as big as this person.
Yeah, they're friends. Anyway, Frito sends them all packing. He's not going to be doing some interview. So the kids decide it's time to ask everybody else about the origins of Captain Pikachu.
Oh my god. When they ask Murdoch and they show Marini. Not Marini, oh my god.
Marie.
You're Marini.
When they show, was it?
Al Creamy.
Al Creamy holding the potato. I yelled.
I'm surprised neither of y'all were laughing as much as I was when they said, "Does Pikachu fly?" and Roy Fritos just goes, "It doesn't matter."
It's a big secret he doesn't want to reveal. We will find out the answer today, Clambos, in Look Listen Cast with Geese and Guyera and Taylor. Molly says, "Oh yeah, Captain Pikachu's real strong. She never has to treat him really." And then Murdoch saying, "Yeah, he's not a picky eater at all. He'll eat anything." But clearly he gets his nutrition because he is very powerful.
Kind of interesting ways of gauging somebody's strength, like how well they eat and how often they go to the doctor. That was fun.
And then Ludlow, he's going on with his little metaphors and similes, and he says something about the bands of new beginnings. And big revelation here. He says, if it weren't for Captain Pikachu, there wouldn't even be a Rising Volt Tacklers. And I gotta say, this episode is a huge episode for, oh my goodness, reveals. Because now we know why it's called the Rising Volt Tacklers. Very spoilers.
One of the big revelations I had during this episode was that Volt Tackle is a move.
It is. And then we cut to...
I was like, oh.
Yeah. Girl, I've said Volt Tackle in here before. Okay.
No, you haven't. You've never said that word ever.
He's used Volt Tackle before. You've watched.
No.
You
Joel's crush.
Do you know how many times Pikachu has used Volt Tackle in episodes of Pokemon we've watched?
Not very
You've never
many.
said those
You
words.
lie and play it back. I've never said Volt Tackle. You.
No.
I don't remember it either.
She's lying through her teeth. Anyway, this next scene, as soon as it started, I immediately wrote Geese. I know Geese is going to have something to say about cut to Shuckle pouring his juice out, just squeezing his shuck juice into everybody's berry cups.
Yuck! 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 What?
Oh,
What is
thank
that?
goodness you had the same. It was like the Slurm episode of Futurama to me.
Geese, everybody knows Shuckle has been used for years. They put a bunch of berries in a shell, and it creates the most tasty juice, and he pours out his shuck juice, and you gobble it up. Yum, yum, yum.
He seemed very happy about it.
Quaxley's going to town on his Shuckle juice. Geese peep.
Oh, Geese. Did I tell you I started playing? I don't have a copy of it with me, but I started playing Violet, my first Pokemon game that I've actually kind of stuck to for more than the first gym. And I have a Quaxley as my main because I like starting with water Pokemon. And he's named Mr. Quackers.
So everyone's sucking down their shuck juice. Oreo says that Frito's not going to get caught on camera talking about his past. Ooh, my goodness.
So mysterious.
Turns out, Clambos, though, both Oreos and Fritos both come from Kanto originally.
Whoa.
But then Oreos moved to Hoenn.
Oh.
And then Geese. Oreos pulls out her little phone, opens the app for big full ship announcements, and then what happens?
Group meeting. We're gonna learn about Captain Frito's and Captain Pikachu's past.
Is Uncle Frito's a captain?
No, we just keep saying Captain.
Okay.
Spoilers, he was going to be a professor. And as a matter of fact, he was a genius professor that knows everything about Pokemon, self-acclaimed, self-fulfilled prophecy. But he's not he's not the captain. Captain Pikachu's the captain.
How many people say that?
This is your captain speaking. I'm a Pikachu.
Oh, I wonder if he makes announcements.
Uncle Frito's marches down furious, Clambos. He can't believe Oreo's just made that announcement that everybody's going to show up to listen to his story. So after the announcement, as you could imagine, the entire crew shows up to the room, and they all make Poke puns. Since you probably don't speak Japanese, I will tell you the names of the Pokemon that they use for their puns. They use Lilligant, Regice, which you probably did get when they said Regice, and Ludicolo was the Rompopopopo.
What were their puns? I don't remember
that I'm not concerned about, but I do know the names of the Pokemon. And then they do a shot of Frito's crotch for some reason. I don't know why. But now it's time for the story. Everyone settle in, grab some popcorn, because we're going to change this episode to a very sick cinematic aspect ratio for the rest of the episode until like the end, where we learn all about the origins of Captain Pikachu and Uncle Frito's. Almost said Captain Frito's again. To stop myself.
First mate Frito.
So basically, a long time ago, what are we thinking? Like this, like 10 years ago or something? Maybe?
I was judging by May, so it's probably 10 or 12.
I'm judging by Baby Liko spoilers, but
that's what I meant. I called her May because she looks like another Pokemon person named May.
So basically, Frito's quit his job as a company researcher. He's fishing with Charizard and Ludlow. Now, are you guys thinking that Ludlow is his actual blood grandpa?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with that. If we're incorrect, let us know. What?
Who else would you like? It's obviously, unless it's like a teacher pupil kind of thing, but he already has a teacher, which we'll find out later.
I feel vindicated because that's what I said a couple episodes ago. She alluded to the fact that she was his teacher, and I was very confident about it. And you guys didn't believe me.
Now Geese Peep is vindicated.
I believed you.
Vindicated.
Whatever. Guys.
Yes?
You can't make fun of me and my condition.
She does have a condition, and it's going to be used at every conceivable opportunity, every twist and turn, any inconvenience in any store or anything. Just in my condition, I'm sorry, I can't.
Also, when everyone comes in after she makes the announcement, Oreo wraps her arms around the kids and playing playfully, like talking to the adults, insinuating that let's give a nice story for these kids who are curious, make them shut up. I thought that was really cute.
I think it's adorable when anybody gathers around for story time because you don't see that very often. Oh, tell it again. And that's such an adorable little thing to me.
So they went back to the future. Now we're going back to the past. Frito's wearing 6 sunglasses.
I love his outfit. I would 100% wear this outfit with the slides and the t-shirt and the glasses.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I would 100%.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I literally look.
Don't say you have Birkenstocks on.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to show like a naked picture of Frito. Like a body pillow
that she had drawn. Just framed picture.
For the audio listeners at home, I showed that I have similar looking slides.
I think they're Porto Marinada in Paldea right now. I believe it looks like it. They're talking about youth and waste in life. And oh my God, Frito's got a bite. What's it going to be? A slow bro. Oh my goodness, great.
It is. When he said I got a big bite, for some reason I was picturing him yanking up a cap. He didn't. He pulled up a slow bro, and he yanked that thing so high in the air. And the amount of strength that would require, I don't know how many people have been fishing, but that is ridiculous.
He's an expert Pokemon professor. And I think we all thought he was going to somehow fish up Captain Pikachu.
Just like from a shipwreck.
Oh, God. Did Geese fall asleep?
No, I'm right here.
Her condition, you remember.
Her condition.
Yeah, my condition.
But Frito's has the sickest eyebrows you could ever imagine. I don't know why he changed his eyebrows. He's so sick.
Well, now he's just wearing sick goggles.
And then he does the thing they do every episode of every show now, where he puts his hand up into the sky, just like the Resident Evil engine, little icon.
And just like the everybody in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, just like everybody in Kingdom Hearts. Ludlow's got himself an Aracuda. Oh my God, there's a phone call. And we cut immediately to what looks like to me, and I posted it in the doc, you can see it looks like he's about to talk to Larry in the Treasure Eatery, a.k.a. the Madali Gym. But no, he walks past Larry, goes into the open seating, and meets with who, Geese?
Miss Luca.
She's moved to Paldea from Kanto? Are you kidding me? Wait, and then I said to myself, wait, hold a second. So you're telling me Liko's mom is Japanese? Does that mean Liko is half Japanese, half Spanish? Luca, a.k.a. Liko's mom, asks Frito's, why did he quit his job? He was going to be a big old Pokemon professor, Geese. He goes on about, Frito's goes on about how he's a genius and you can't coop him up in a lab and he's got to be out there with the real stuff. Just like, as we will recall Molly, remember a few episodes ago?
She was going to be a genius nurse.
She wanted to be out with the Pokemon in the wild who needed help.
Well, Liko's mom has somebody that she wants Frito's to meet, but unfortunately, Frito's is going to have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and get on Charizard. And when they showed how dark it was and how sleepy Charizard was and how sleepy Frito's was, oh my God, I couldn't take it.
I watched this episode this morning after I woke up. So, little backstory. I did not sleep for about 32, 33 hours because I was traveling and I had a super early flight. I slept for 14 hours and I wake up at 10 in the morning and it's so incredibly exhausted. And I make breakfast for my mother and I. And then I'm watching this episode, and when I saw them sleepy, I don't know the last time I have related to a character that much. Just so exhausted. Also, as a little warning, I'm going to be gushing about Charizard this episode. I know this is the episode about Cap and about First Mate Fritos, but Charizard really was the star of the show.
So Charizard and Fritos see little baby Captain Pikachu, no hat yet, but he's sleeping under a tree. He's very cute. Turns out Captain Pikachu's famous around these parts, and we get a very funny animation of what looks like Captain Pikachu just waking up and then standing up and scratching himself, and he's gonna go pee or something. It's very funny.
Yeah,
but oh my God, it's much more than that. Turns out, Clambos, every day at sunrise, little Captain Pikachu makes a giant electric tornado and Volt tackles it all the way up, and he becomes a flying Pikachu and flies super high up into the air above the horizon, and then he falls back down and somehow does a little tail swoosh at the end that breaks his fall, and he's just fine in the end.
Which is
so it really is flying.
Well, okay. On that, is it flying?
Well, no, it's falling with style, just like Buzz Lightyear.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Because like that would be saying people who are parachuting are flying. They're not. They're falling.
Not sustaining flight.
Okay.
If you had a jetpack, I guess you could say you're flying, right? If you're in a plane, you're flying. If you're in a plane and that's considered flying, then jetpacks is flying.
Well, the plane is flying.
All right. Flying Pikachu. Now, this is all very sick, but the poor boy does look pretty beat up and tuckered out after doing a giant volt tackle tornado into the sky and falling. Which
it was 0.1 for Charizard was Fritos was falling asleep, and he was just so incredibly passed out in that position somehow. And Luca is saying, oh, you should really watch this. Fritos, understandably, is saying, I would rather be asleep. Charizard mumbles something to him and just turns to him and goes, and then Fritos looks at Pikachu, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah, because Fritos was not too confident about this whole, oh, you gotta meet this person, it's so sick. Fritos thought, I know everything about Pokemon. I'm good. I know a Pikachu. You want to show me a Pikachu, Miss Luca? I think I know everything about Pikachu. Charizard was right along with him, but then when Charizard saw what that Pikachu was doing, oh my God.
He has that early 20s I know everything vibe.
So Pikachu goes and rests beneath the tree again. Frito walks up to introduces himself, and Geese, what does Pikachu do to Fritos?
Frito is like, I want to research you. Captain Pikachu, not gut punch, but like gut punches Frito with his body, with his entire body.
Yeah, headbutts him right in the stomach.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh my God. And then we think, oh no, what's going to happen? Luca runs up and Frito starts to say, no, I'm okay, Luca, I'm okay. But no, she's just running to Pikachu to use a potion on Pikachu because he was all scratched up.
Kind of sick that Pikachu wasn't doing the thing where he's incredibly afraid of everybody and real skittish.
Well, I mean, it's a species. It's not Ash's Pikachu. Or are you talking about a different Pikachu?
I'm talking about how they handle a lot of animals. Like a lot of animals just run away as soon as they're confronted by a person.
Yeah, they're probably not the strongest Pikachu in the world outside of maybe Ash's.
Well, it says a lot about Cap.
Can you imagine how big of an episode it's going to be when one day it's going to be Captain Pikachu versus Ash's Pikachu? Oh my God.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Captain Pikachu runs off really annoyed, completely peeved, P-worded all over the place over Fritos.
Potioned.
And then Frito says, the research has begun. He just starts chasing him all around. Oh my God, Glambos. Fritos runs so hard that his sandal flies up into the air and he collapses.
He was channeling Roy so hard.
Oh, maybe he sees himself in that boy. Then we cut to Taylor's favorite part of every Pokemon episode. Somebody's got a rumble and tumbo. Poor Captain Pikachu. He's hungies. But luckily, Fritos and Charizard have brought a bunch of berries.
Charizard backing up Cap'n Frito or First Mate Fritos is so funny. It's just so funny. This giant Charizard looking very earnest and carrying all of this fruit with him is very. I was laughing pretty hard.
Captain Pikachu doesn't want to take this food. He's doing his little squats with his tail, which that's his big thing. He's sitting on his tail and making his tail super strong. He is so annoyed that Fritos keeps coming back. It's very funny. But finally, little Pikachu eats some food because he is starving. But yeah, so we kind of get a bit of a montage. I think it takes place over the course of a few days. Fritos coming back to see Cap over and over again. We see some more headbutts to the tumbo, headbutts to the head, some big giant electrical shocks.
Very funny when Pikachu headbutts Fritos and Fritos resists, and Charizard's sitting there rooting for him.
He's like, fight.
Oh, so funny. I really, Charizard's probably my favorite Pokemon at this point.
So we all think Frito's going to die from all this Captain Pikachu nonsense. But Luca calls at this point, and Luke and Fritos discuss all this training, all this research. And then we see, Clambos. Fritos sets up, this is probably the next day, has such a sick camera setup. Just this National Geographic planet Earth camera that he's got set up. Great for birding. To watch Captain Pikachu do his Volt Tackle.
No ring light.
And Geese, I even tagged you in the doc on this one. Did you see when it cuts to Miss Luca, she has a Rowlet phone holder?
I know. I need that as soon as possible.
Geese Pete needs it. Everyone sent her a phone holder that's a little Rowlet.
So this takes place before Rotom phones. Is that correct?
Were they a new invention?
I don't know. Maybe it was just a new purpose.
The phones they have aren't Rotom phones, so maybe?
Maybe it's a good question. Didn't think about that. Please write in, Clambos, at looklistencast@gmail.com. Does this take place before Rotom phones? Who's to say? Luca's washing apples while they're talking. And then Geese, who walks into the kitchen?
Little toddler Liko.
Oh my God, she's adorable, and she sees Fritos on the call. So it turns out they have met each other before.
The very funny thing was that First Mate Fritos obviously holds, like, he cares a lot about Luca, and he cares a lot about her life. When they met at dinner, he was like, "Oh wow, so you're a parent? That's amazing." When he finally meets Liko for the first time, he doesn't even acknowledge her.
Yep.
Very funny.
I'm sure there's some reason we aren't aware of, right, guys?
He's very single-minded. Like Roy. He's just real excited about his National Geographic footage of Cap.
Oh my God. Captain Pikachu's so adorable. He's licking his little scratches with his little Pikachu tongue. Oh my God. Fritos just has to know why. Why does he want to fly so badly? And then I thought to myself, oh my God, what if eventually Captain Pikachu evolves into an Alolan Raichu that can fly in his little tail? That'd be so sick.
They are going to every region. Wait, question from the audience?
Yes, Taylor?
You may approach the bench. Council, can we get a sidebar?
Yes, Your Honor. So if, let's say we start in one region and then move to another region, if the Pokemon evolves in the second region, will it be that evolution, or is it based on where it's from originally?
It's different in different games. Typically, yeah, the region you evolve in is what you're going to evolve into. A difference would be because there's Pokemon that the initial Pokemon is regional as well. Like an Alolan Vulpix is a little ice type. It's not going to turn into a fire Ninetales. It's going to evolve into an Alolan Ninetales, which is an ice type.
Interesting.
But it doesn't matter where a Pikachu was born. If you transfer it into Sun and Moon, it will evolve into an Alolan Raichu. Just like It doesn't matter where you got a Cyndaquil egg from. If you evolve it in Legends Arceus, it's going to be a Hisuian Typhlosion, so on and so forth, and not Jotonian. We cut to the next morning. Fritos is going to give up. He's not going to be able to figure it out. He says, Clambos, he says, Data will never teach me how he feels. This is a good line. It's a good line. I like that line. So Geese peep.
Geese, you get so creative with how much of your head is showing.
Geese. What does Fritos and Charizard decide to do once he realizes that he's never going to feel what Pikachu feels? Unless he
jumps on Charizard and decides he's going to fly up with Pikachu.
And guess who is immediately ready to do what's needed? That's right, everybody's favorite Pokemon, Charizard.
He's gonna fly up alongside the Volt Tornado? Are you joking me? Oh my god, it's so sick. Clambo's Charizard flies straight up with Pikachu. The music's so sick. The view's so sick. And he is, quote unquote, higher than the sun.
Animation is top here, too. Very good animation.
Now, I was a little concerned, actually, because I thought they're going to hurt their little eyes just staring at the sun like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
And then, Clambos, we get another big revelation, and I get goosebumps because he wants to see this horizon. The name of the series, Horizons, Captain Pikachu, Rising Volt Tacklers. It's a Volt Tackle that rises. Are you kidding me? It's all coming into place. It's all coming together.
Great Salami, Liko Roy, Horizons, Departures. It's all here.
Oh my God, Clambos! Pikachu does a thumbs up in the air to my boy Frito's doing a thumbs up in the air, and it's the sickest thing you've ever seen. Buggies, Pikachu gets distracted with all this thumbs upping.
He fallen.
He's gonna fall and die because he didn't do something with his tail, which I'm kind of confused about. What does he normally do?
He's
I'm also confused.
He's probably normally flapping it.
He just got startled and wasn't expecting to see them.
He used all his flying power to do a pirouette and do a thumbs up in the air.
Well, Frito said something about he has to do something with his tail because he's like, oh, your tail, you're not doing your tail thing because he has to do a tail thing for him to land correctly.
Yeah.
But instead he's falling. He's going to die. But then Fritos and Charizard swoops down at the last second and Fritos throws out his sick hand and catches Pikachu before he falls.
Very sick freeze frame.
Very sick.
Very funny. Sorry, go on.
Not even
I was just ready for us to start at the same time. Yes, I wanted to add something later.
And now, Clambos, we get such a sick scene. After everything they've been through together, Fritos approaches Pikachu, and he says to him, Pikachu, let's rise higher than the sun and see the world together. Join me, Pikachu. And he goes for a handshake, and Pikachu slaps his tail in his hand, as is the traditional way of doing handshakes in Pikachu.
So sick.
And Geese, what do we get a shot of immediately after the sick handshake tail slap?
More vindication is what we get a shot of.
They cut immediately to the tail slap to the Pokeball and Pikachu getting caught. It was a really good cut.
And the music's going, and it's so sick. And you know the poor English watchers are never going to get a song this sick.
It's very fun. And I know it's all sick and everything, and Fritos and Cap are soul partners or whatever. It was very funny that they had such a dynamic, which you normally see in like a 90s movie or in high school a lot, where one person is very interested in the other and the other is just like, no. Person keeps chasing that person around. And then at the first sign of something even kind of cordial, they say, we're together forever now. And it was very funny dynamic.
We cut back to Gramps, Ludlow, and Fritos comes humbly asking for the salami. Please, Grandpa, I need the salami. I gotta travel the world.
Which is quite an ask.
Yeah, and then they go to find Oreos over at the Furnace Yard Longshoreman factory with a Matang, and Frito says to Oreos, please convert my boat to the sickest airship of all time.
Yep.
So Oreo says, "Are you an idiot?" But instead, she just did it. She just completely turned a little fishing boat into a sick airship. Now, here's my question.
I have so many questions.
Here's my question. Would it not? And this is just a question for me.
Yes.
Would it not be cheaper and easier and safer to just make an airship, not from a little fishing boat?
But this is really highlighting the nonsensical nature of how things work in Pokemon. Because the whole time I'm thinking, how are they affording this? Okay, well, let's say money's not real.
No, it's real, as we find out, because she talks about payment.
Exactly, I'm getting to that. I guess resources are just infinite as well, because they have a whole bunch of metal that they're using for this. A whole bunch of, she's operating cranes, and is she doing this all herself? This is just a weird scene, and I had a lot of notes about it. I just want to know how it worked. I want to know how the planning worked, how the payment worked, how the operation of equipment worked. I want to know everything.
Clearly, airship building is more advanced in the Pokemon world than it is here. But
yeah,
she does it just real quick in a little montage. The fishing boat has now become not just the regular salami, but the brave salami. Oh my God.
You were going to say the great salami. What have we been calling it? The great salami, right?
Is it not the brave salami?
It's the brave salami.
Yeah, brave salami.
Thanks, Geese.
So Oreos is asking about payment. Frito says, I'm gonna pay you. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna slowly but surely you're getting paid.
I got you.
Then Oreo says, never mind. I'll just join the crew instead. And Frito's very excited about that, having a ship's captain. Everybody's now quitting their jobs to become Rising Volt tacklers. Very exciting.
Very, very charismatic. Because Cap, Charizard, obviously. Maybe everyone's joining for Charizard.
We get a very sick Poké theme. We get a very sick xylophone version of the Pokemon theme in the background. Very, very good music. And, I don't know where it came from. Hopefully one of you two do. Where did Fritos pull the captain's hat from? Because it's now on top of Pikachu's head.
His pocket.
Jacket.
Oh, he was just walking around with the captain's hat?
Yeah, it was a big surprise.
Oh, the captain's hat from just the fishing boat, the salami.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I was imagining him going out and buying it and being real excited to give it to Cap.
No. Everybody quits their jobs. Pikachu gets the captain's hat and he agrees to be captain. He got a new rank. And now it's time to set sail, chasing after riddles, they say, as Wingull flies by and everybody claps. It's like the meme. Everybody clapped. Oh my God, Clambos. But in reality, it's very sick. We get good outro music and we get the credits rolling over the scene.
You know an anime episode's good when that's going on.
Oh, you know it. Frito's going on about how he owes Lucas so much. We cut back to the future, and it is very true that Luca's mom brought all of this together. Liko's mom, Luca.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the first thing Liko says is, "My mom was your teacher?"
Yeah, after that whole giant story, that's all she cared about.
Pretty big revelation, though.
But yeah, Luca introduced Captain Pikachu and Fritos, and if it weren't for that, there would be no Rising Volt tacklers. And of course, she's got her daughter involved with grandma and the pendant. And so Dot finished editing the video of this giant story, but the kids don't want to release it. And I just sat there thinking,
I felt so bad for you.
She wasted all that time editing. Oh my God. Oh, poor Dot. Oh, man.
Just on a whim, somebody says, let's not do it.
Let's not. Oh, God. Oh, man.
I did like that Dot was out with Liko and Roy, though.
Oh, yeah. She's way more open now. It's a whole new dynamic.
Yep.
And with that, Clambos, we have arrived. Geese, we are on the shores of what region?
Ooh, I know this one.
Galar.
I was very excited that I knew the region.
And unfortunately for Geese Peep, this is such a big supersized giant episode with so much going on, we don't even have time for a seminar this week.
Yep.
Sorry, Clambos.
It would have been Meowth.
Sorry. All right. What an episode. I got to tell you, I need to look up who's responsible, who wrote this, who came up with the storyboarding for the past zone, for the flashbacks. Oh my God. I've said before I've had a favorite episode. Damn. Ooh, excuse me.
It was a great episode. It was well edited and well directed.
I mean, come on. If you had this quality, this is like basically quality like a movie compared to some of this. I mean, man, what an episode. And a lot of stuff happened in this that I feel like is more sick than stuff you would see in earlier Pokemon seasons. So if you want to get somebody into this series, maybe suggest them watch this episode because this will get them into it, I think.
It's a very good episode.
I got nothing bad to say. I'm sorry that I can't tell you anything other than maybe Taylor doesn't like, one little thing, we're friends now, and we made an airship out of 5 seconds. But
no, those are fine.
Those are fine.
You could have just shown me Charizard supporting First Mate Fritos, and I would have been sold. Like, the episode could have been 18 seconds long.
Bad news is, no way next episode's going to be this good. So, sorry. Look forward to that, am I right?
I mean, it is...
I'm excited for London!
London? Geese is going to London, she's.
Oh, is that Galar?
Galar is the UK, yes.
Galar. Yeah. Oh, for Galleria.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Geese has got Galleria. She takes pills for
Got him.
Yeah. All right, Geese, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Send us on into the wrap up because we got things to do, people to see.
Toilets to sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Got them.
Me too, Geese. Me too.
I've had such good poops lately. Last couple of days, just perfect timing. I haven't had any coffee today or nothing. I don't know what the poop situation is going to be. Maybe I should have eaten food like late last night, but I'm giving myself tumbos. I'm overdoing it, Geese.
No, you'll end up like me.
Yeah, all them
in my condition.
All our gallstones.
It says multiple gallstones. Pretty cool.
Her doctor gave her a piece of paper that says she's riddled with gallstones. So.
I'm dying.
Oh, your condition.
Thank you all for listening. Please follow us on social media at Look, Listen, Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Oh, I forgot that was you.
Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for our website and Taylor.
The boilerplate.
Thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. You can click the link for anchor.fm or Spotify for podcasters. Or if you're on a podcast app, I believe the link is there as well. Thank you so much, Clambos. Please find your nearest grandmother, second cousin, and someone that used to be your nephew, and immediately recommend this podcast to them. Every week, Clam.
I don't think you were looking, but I was showing my partner.
Oh, sick. A little Bidoof.
Yep.
Is it Bidoof or Bidoof?
Bidoof.
Well, Geese.
Well, what?
We've been saying Bidoof for too long, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Plenty of people say Bidoof. They're wrong. My favorite thing was always every other Pokemon is making like grumbles or and Bidoof just goes Bidoof.
Bidoof. Yeah, that's our headcanon. Clambos, every week we end with a question. This week's question comes from Artie Fine.
Ooh.
Who wants to read the question? Probably Taylor, because Geese is yawning.
Yeah, I can definitely read. Are you kidding me? I'm not just looking at my Bidoof. So, the question from already find is if you could master one skill to the point where you'd become the very best, like no one ever was, what would it be?
The title. That's the subject line of the email, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
That's the subject? That whole thing is the subject?
No, read the subject line of the email.
Oh, like no one ever was. Okay. And then after the what would it be? I think I'd be the best painter of all time. Speaking as one with practically no artistic talent, I'd love to become such a skilled painter that I'd have my name on something like the National Museum of Fine Arts.
Easy decision for this one.
Or
just
Namafa.
Yeah, or Namafa. Easy decision. I wish I could just be best instrument player. Like, it could be a guitar. Can you only pick one instrument? But I just want, because that would take so much time and effort to learn an instrument. I'd rather just, okay, I'm completely proficient at this. And now I can just, because I can already like make up a little melody in my head. But if I could just play an instrument real quick and easy, good to go. Perfect.
Yeah. Geese?
I would be the best pop star in the world.
Oh, 2 musical answers. I think I'd want to be like the best architect.
Ooh.
Because you have all of these ridiculous buildings that are so sick that just last for hundreds of years. And that would be really, really cool, where you could actually see a very large structure that you designed.
That'd be sick.
But the problem with architecture is unless you're top of the heap, it's very, like with musicians, there are just so many and there's so much varying taste that you could be like, have middling success and still be well known. With architecture, unless you're designing like ridiculous buildings, you're probably just doing little like, oh yeah, I made this rectangle.
So sick.
Yeah.
Did Flevens make the that one tower in London that looks like a piece? What does it look like?
Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yeah, that one.
The one that looks like the cheese grater that melted a Ferrari?
Yeah, did Flevens design that one?
Probably. That sounds like his work.
That's so sick.
He hates Ferraris.
But yeah, it'd be fun. Like, if I can only pick one little thing, it'd be just to master an instrument, and then I would just know I could hear something in my head, and I could just play it, and it'd be perfect and sick. Oh, yeah, it'd be great. Singing too. So if I could sing really well, I have no desire to learn to dance. No thanks.
That's like because I was very good at saxophone. I was doing like all-state stuff and everything. I couldn't come up with a melody in my head and translate it to an instrument.
Yeah.
What kind of saxophone?
The one that I was like highest ranked for was tenor. But if you can play one saxophone, you can generally play all of them, except the bass saxophone, because that's absurd, and you just need a bellows in your chest to do that thing. My
friend also played tenor sax.
It's a great instrument. I think it's the best looking saxophone. I think it has the most versatility. You don't just have to play, do whatever the clarinets are doing, like you do with like an alto.
Well, Clambos, that sounds like a good enough time to wrap it up because I have to use the restroom. Thank you for your question, Artie Fine. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You should really just watch this episode because it's really good.
It's fantastic.
It's a good episode of Pokemon.
You have a friend who doesn't like Pokemon? Show him this episode.
Yeah, you don't even need to know what's going on really in the show to watch.
Change some minds.
Horizons episode 18, Flying Pikachu, Soaring High, Flying Pikachu to the Skies. Look it up. Have fun. And you can take that to the bank. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Geese.
Goodbye.
Just one more time.
Goodbye.
Extra one for the grandmas.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Bell 30 company.